The same Supreme Court that seems to be on track to rule that women can be forced to carry a child to term won't allow a mandate to get a vaccine during a global pandemic. Yesterday, SCOTUS voted against President Joe Biden's vaccine mandate for private businesses, but did uphold a mandate for healthcare workers thanks to help from conservative Justice Brett Kavanaugh. This did not go well with Republican Party leader Tucker Carlson. Watch.
10 million healthcare workers do have to get vaccinated if they wish to keep their jobs in a covered facility, which is really unfortunate given the massive shortage that we have of healthcare workers right now in our hospitals.
Yeah, with no help from Brett Kavanaugh, I notice. Cringing little liberal.
Yeah,
sorry, I'm not going to ask you to respond to that.
So I guess siding with the liberal justice on that, with liberal justices on any matter is an unforgivable offense for conservatives like Tucker Carlson these days. Anna, is there any hope for us as long as Tucker Carlson is in charge?
Look, I'm not going to respond to Tucker Carlson. I'm not going to recognize him as the, Republican oracle. I think his is all performance artistry for ratings. What I will say is that the result yesterday from the Supreme Court is the least surprising thing that has happened in 2022. Anybody who was following the oral arguments knew that that's where they were leaning. I do think that these mandates that were issued by the Biden administration back in July, so we've had them for almost 6 months, have served to allow some companies, to allow corporations to mandate vaccines. And we've seen with very good results. Tyson Foods, United Airlines. United Airlines has upwards of 99% of its staff, of its employees vaccinated, and they've had very good results. They've gone from 1 death a week to no deaths. One thing that though really strikes me is if mandating, requiring vaccines is wrong, why is what people like Governor Abbott in Texas and Governor DeSantis in my state of Florida are doing of mandating that corporations not require vaccines not wrong? If we're going to allow free business to operate freely and make its own decisions, I think it should be just as wrong and just against conservative values to mandate that businesses not require vaccines, that cruise lines not require vaccines. Allow these businesses to operate their businesses. They know what they're doing. If that's what we believe in, then it's good for the goose and good for the gander.
Okay, according to OSHA, the organization that protects the health of businesses, basically, the mandate would have driven 22 million people to get vaccinated, and yet they can't vote for that. Okay, Sarah, what did you think of the ruling?
Well, what Anna just said kind of resonated with me. I don't think it's about conservative values anymore. I think it's about making sure this administration and the left doesn't win anything. It's no longer about the actual fine print. But as you said, Joy, I was disappointed in this decision, but not surprised at all. In addition to your stat right there about this, this is per administrative estimates. This mandate could have caused 22 million to get vaccinated and also prevented 250,000 hospitalizations, which would have helped take some of the weight off of our hospitals right now. But that was dodged, and we were not able to get that because this didn't pass. And the conservative majority also, they lost me in their opinion when they compared COVID-19 to other universal risks. So there was a part where they said this is not an occupational hazard. This is like any other risk, day-to-day dangers from crime, air pollution, or any number of communicable diseases. Now, we've lost 845,000 people to COVID in this country, and that were shut down. We didn't ever shut down because of crime or air pollution. What we've gone through in the last 2 years should be proof enough that this is not equal to other day-to-day risks. The liberal dissent said it best. In their opinion, they said, an agency like OSHA with expertise and appointed for this very reason to protect its workers are clearly the better judge of what's good for workers than a court that has no knowledge of how to safeguard workplaces and is insulated from the responsibility of any damage it causes. So, I do believe we need to find a way to live with this virus, but I always say that with the assumption that there will continue to be mandates and masks and all the other prudent things we've learned to live with. And by the way, it'd be great if Justice Gorsuch could put on his mask.
Sonny, what stood out for you about yesterday?
Well, I think that this is a direct result of the conservative majority in the composition of the Supreme Court. We know now that Chief Justice Roberts is conservative, Associate Justices Clarence Thomas, Samuel Alito, Neil Gorsuch, Brett Kavanaugh, and Amy Coney Barrett. And we know that it's also a result of the hypocrisy of the Republican Party, who, filibustered and now have, 3 Supreme Court justices that are conservative. And they change the rules for that, but they won't change the rules for voting rights. And so while it's not a surprise, it does highlight their hypocrisy, because this was for a 6-3 vote. And so I say to Americans, I hope that you're enjoying your freedoms, because this is based on freedom, right? The concept of freedom. So now you have the freedom to get COVID, like Glenn Beck just got COVID. You have the freedom to die from COVID, and your freedom from mandates. And you now don't have the freedom to vote. You don't have the freedom to read Toni Morrison, and you don't have freedom. Women don't have freedom over their own bodies, and that again is because of the hypocrisy of the Republican Party. And to Sarah's comment about Neil Gorsuch, that justice, it shows how partisan the Supreme Court has gotten. And I never thought that I would see that in my lifetime. Neil Gorsuch just didn't wear a mask in complete disdain to this pandemic, complete disdain really to his colleagues, the health of his colleagues. Sonia Sotomayor is diabetic. Stephen Breyer, Justice Breyer, is 83 years old, and they now are hearing oral arguments from their chambers and not from the bench. I don't know why, but I suspect it's because their colleague, Neil Gorsuch, is not wearing his mask, while reporters in the courtroom have to wear at least N95 masks. So something I never thought as an attorney admitted to the Supreme Court bar I would ever see, but here we all are.
Okay, time to make some changes at the Supreme Court. Maybe term limits might work, or increasing the number. Something has to be done, because it is a partisan.
So I want to talk for just a couple of minutes about this segment that they did today on The View, today being Friday, January 14th, 2022. I think that they were all in agreement that the Supreme Court has become a very partisan court, unfortunately. The fact that 845,000 plus people have died from this horrid virus, and we cannot seem to get people to follow even the most basic of guidelines, such as washing your hands, sanitizing, staying 6 feet apart, and wearing masks, even down to Supreme Court justices, shows us how partisan this disease, this virus has become. And I believe that it is a direct cause of the former administration politicizing this. You had Trump saying, oh, it'll be gone in no time. It'll be gone in no time. That we now are in a position that we're going to continue to lose people, and that President Biden is doing everything he can possibly do to try to get people vaccinated, and we've got a Supreme Court that is refusing to back him because Republicans changed their own rules as well as the filibuster to deny Barack Obama, former president, it was his pick for a nomination for the Supreme Court of Merrick Garland, who is now our Attorney General, to get Gorsuch in, who refused to wear a mask under Trump, And then when RBG passed away, God rest her soul, a month before the election, you have Mitch McConnell and Republicans changing the filibuster, and they changed the filibuster to get Gorsuch in 2017. In 2020, they ran through changing Mitch McConnell's own rule, saying that you could not appoint within a year of an election, but a month within the election, before the election, he pushes through Brett Kavanaugh. Oh, no, Amy Coney Barrett. I apologize. It was Amy Coney Barrett who he pushed through right before the election in November of 2020. Democrats, we have to start holding the mindset that so many Republicans hold, is that the Supreme Court matters. Your vote matters because the Supreme Court matters. I don't know where we go from here. I don't have any answers. I hope and I pray that we can come together and stop this virus and so many other things. I'm going to be talking about voting rights in my next video. That is so very important, and that's another thing that has become totally partisan. To where before it was a nonpartisan issue. Everyone, no matter their political ideology, believed in voting rights. And now we've got a party within the United States that is refusing to engage in political debate of any kind, and just no is all the Republicans say. We're in a very dangerous position here, guys. But thank you for coming to my channel and listening to the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please do like and subscribe and ring that bell. Share it if you feel the need to. And I will see you